Many people think the brain controls everything in the body, and that mental strength only depends on willpower or intelligence. What often gets ignored is how deeply the stomach influences the brain every single day. The food you eat, the condition of your digestion, and the balance inside your gut all send signals that affect mood, focus, energy, memory, and emotional stability. When digestion is weak, the mind often feels slow, distracted, and unstable. When digestion is healthy, thinking becomes clearer, emotions feel more balanced, and daily life feels easier to manage. This connection is constant and active, even when it is not noticed. This summary explores how daily eating habits, simple routines, and better awareness of gut health can support stronger mental performance and emotional control. It breaks down how small choices like what you eat, how you sleep, and how you manage stress can slowly change how your brain works over time. Nothing here is complex. The focus is on practical steps that can be applied in daily life. Simple changes in food choices, timing of meals, hydration, movement, and stress control can create noticeable improvements in clarity and energy. This is not about extreme diets or complicated systems. It is about understanding how the body and mind work together and learning how to support both through smarter daily decisions. What follows is a clear path toward better focus, stronger memory, improved mood, and long-term mental and physical stability. Chapter 1. Strengthen your brain by healing your stomach every day. Your brain is not separate from your body. Your thoughts are not floating somewhere above your physical health. Every emotion you feel every morning, every burst of energy, every moment of confusion, every feeling of peace or stress is connected to what is happening inside your stomach. Most people spend years trying to improve their focus, confidence, memory, and emotional stability without realizing they are ignoring one of the most important systems controlling all of it. They try to force motivation while feeding their body with habits that slowly weaken the brain from the inside. Many people wake up already exhausted. Their minds feel heavy before the day even begins. They struggle to focus during conversations. They forget simple things. They feel irritated over small problems. Some blame age, others blame stress. Some think they are simply lazy or weak. But often, the real problem begins much deeper inside the body. The stomach and the brain are constantly communicating with each other every second of the day. When the stomach becomes unhealthy, the brain also suffers. Modern life has trained people to ignore this connection. Fast food has become normal. Late-night eating has become normal. Living with constant bloating, stomach pain, poor sleep and fatigue has become normal. Many people accept poor health as if it is unavoidable. But the body always gives signals before serious damage appears. The problem is that most people are too distracted to listen. A healthy stomach supports a healthy mind. When digestion works properly, the brain receives better support. Clearer thinking becomes easier. Emotional control improves. Energy becomes more stable. Sleep becomes deeper. Discipline becomes easier because the body is no longer fighting against itself. This is not magic. This is biology working the way it was designed to work. The food you eat today will fuel for your thoughts tomorrow. Every meal either strengthens the brain or weakens it. Every habit either supports healing or supports decline. Small choices repeated daily shape the future of your mind. This means your future mental strength is not controlled only by genetics or luck. Your daily actions matter deeply. Many people want a stronger brain, but refuse to create the conditions that allow the brain to thrive. They overstimulate themselves with sugar-processed food and endless stress while expecting mental clarity. That is like expecting a plant to grow strong without clean water or sunlight. The body responds to what it receives consistently. Healing begins with awareness. A person cannot improve a problem they refuse to notice. Pay attention to how your body feels after eating. Observe your energy levels honestly. Notice your mood changes. Notice when your mind feels calm and when it feels foggy. Most people rush through their day without observing themselves carefully. Wisdom begins when awareness becomes stronger than distraction. The stomach contains millions of bacteria that influence the brain in powerful ways. Some bacteria support health, while others create imbalance. When harmful bacteria grow too much, they increase inflammation inside the body. This inflammation does not stay only in the stomach, it affects the brain as well. It can influence memory, concentration, mood, and emotional stability. Many people do not realize that constant anxiety, irritation, or sadness can sometimes be connected to physical imbalance inside the gut. Healing the stomach does not require perfection, it requires consistency. One healthy meal will not change your life. One unhealthy meal will not destroy it. The direction of your habits matters more than isolated moments. Daily discipline creates long-term results. Start by simplifying your meals. The body does not need endless processed ingredients. Natural foods support healing because the body recognizes them more easily. Fresh vegetables, fruits, healthy fats, clean protein, nuts, seeds, and fermented foods help support healthier digestion. Drinking enough water also supports the stomach and brain connection. Many people dehydrated without realizing how much it affects mental performance. Slow down while eating. This simple habit alone can change digestion significantly. Many people eat while scrolling through their phones, watching screens, arguing, or rushing through work. The nervous system remains tense during meals. The body struggles to digest properly under stress. Eating calmly allows digestion to work more effectively. Peace during meals is not weakness. It is intelligence. Stress damages digestion deeply. A stressed mind creates a stressed stomach. Constant fear, anger, pressure, and overthinking affect the gut every day. This is why emotional discipline matters so much. Stoic wisdom teaches that external events should not control your inner state. This idea becomes even more powerful when you understand the physical effect emotions have on the body. A person who constantly lives in anger harms themselves more than anyone else. The body absorbs emotional tension. Digestion becomes weaker. Sleep becomes lighter. Inflammation increases. Healing becomes slower. Protecting your peace is not selfish. It is necessary for health. Many people consume information the same way they consume unhealthy food. They overload themselves with negativity, noise, gossip, and fear every day. The brain digests information just as the stomach digests food. What enters the mind affects mental health the same way food affects physical health. If a person constantly consumes stress, their nervous system remains exhausted. Mental discipline requires choosing what deserves attention. Not every argument deserves your energy. Not every problem deserves panic. Calm thinking protects the brain. A peaceful nervous system supports better digestion. The body functions best when it feels safe and balanced. Sleep is another powerful tool for healing the stomach and brain. Many people sacrifice sleep for entertainment, distractions, or endless work. Then they wonder why their memory weakens and their mood becomes unstable. During deep sleep, the body repairs itself. The brain removes waste. The digestive system recovers. Emotional balance improves. Sleep is not wasted time. It is biological recovery. The body also needs movement. Sitting for long hours weakens circulation, digestion, and mental clarity. Simple daily walks can improve both stomach health and brain health. Movement helps regulate stress hormones. It improves blood flow. It supports digestion naturally. The body was designed to move regularly, not remain trapped in chairs all day. Discipline becomes easier when the body feels healthy. Many people think they lack motivation, when actually they lack physical balance. Poor nutrition weakens willpower. Poor sleep weakens focus. Chronic stress weakens emotional control. Healing the body supports the mind's ability to remain disciplined. There are people who drink large amounts of caffeine every day just to function normally. They mistake stimulation for energy. True energy feels calm, stable, and consistent. Artificial stimulation often hides deeper exhaustion. The body eventually demands repayment for every ignored signal. Healing requires patience because the body repairs gradually. Modern culture encourages instant results. People want transformation in a few days, but the body follows natural timelines. Years of unhealthy habits cannot disappear overnight. Progress happens slowly, then suddenly. Consistency matters more than intensity. One healthy choice repeated every day becomes powerful. Drinking more water daily matters. Eating cleaner foods daily matters. Sleeping properly daily matters. Managing stress daily matters. These actions may seem small, but over time they completely reshape mental and physical health. Many people underestimate the power of routine. They wait for inspiration before improving themselves. But transformation rarely begins with motivation. It begins with decision. A person decides they are no longer willing to live in constant exhaustion, confusion, and imbalance. Then they begin building healthier actions one day at a time. The brain thrives on stability. Constant chaos damages focus. Constant overstimulation weakens attention. Simple routines protect mental clarity. Waking up at consistent times, eating balanced meals, moving the body, and sleeping properly create stronger internal balance. People often search outside themselves for solutions while ignoring the basics their body desperately needs. Expensive supplements, complicated trends, and extreme diets attract attention because they promise quick transformation. But real health often grows through simple, consistent habits practiced with patience. A healthy stomach also affects confidence. When the body feels lighter, cleaner, and more energized, the mind naturally feels stronger. Self-respect increases because actions begin matching values. Discipline creates internal trust. Every healthy decision becomes proof that you are capable of caring for yourself properly. There is also emotional healing connected to physical healing. Many people use unhealthy food to escape stress, loneliness, boredom, or sadness. Food becomes emotional comfort instead of nourishment. But temporary comfort often creates long-term suffering. Emotional discipline means learning to face discomfort without destroying your health in the process. This does not mean living with rigid perfection. It means living with awareness. Occasional enjoyment is part of life. The danger comes when unhealthy habits become daily patterns. The body remembers repeated actions. Healing the stomach can also improve resilience during difficult times. A stronger body supports a stronger mind. Challenges become easier to handle when the nervous system is balanced. Emotional reactions become less extreme. Clear thinking becomes easier during pressure. Strength grows quietly with daily care. Many ancient philosophies understood the importance of moderation. Excess damages the body and mind. Too much food, too much stress, too much stimulation, too much distraction, all weaken inner stability. Simplicity often creates the strongest foundation for health. Pay attention to how different foods affect your mood. Some meals create heaviness, fatigue, and brain fog. Others create steadier energy and mental clarity. Your body constantly provides feedback. Learning to listen is part of wisdom. People sometimes ignore physical health until fear forces them to change. They wait until exhaustion becomes unbearable. They wait until illness appears. But prevention is far wiser than repair. Caring for the body early protects future freedom and independence. Your future self is shaped by your present habits. Every day you are either building strength or allowing decline. This truth may sound uncomfortable, but it is also empowering because it means change is possible. Many people feel trapped by their current condition. They think their low energy, poor focus, or emotional instability is permanent. But the body has incredible ability to recover when given proper support. Healing begins when harmful patterns stop repeating. A person who heals their stomach often notices unexpected improvements. Their thinking becomes sharper. Their patience improves. Their sleep deepens. Their emotions stabilize. Their motivation returns naturally. This happens because the brain and stomach are deeply connected systems, not isolated parts. The modern world constantly pushes consumption. More sugar, more processed food, more stimulation, more distraction. But wisdom often requires subtraction rather than addition. Remove what weakens you. Remove habits that poison your energy. Remove behaviors that create imbalance. Space for healing appears when harmful patterns stop dominating daily life. Many people spend years searching for purpose while ignoring their health. But purpose becomes difficult to pursue with an exhausted mind and unhealthy body. Physical wellness supports mental strength. Mental strength supports disciplined action. Disciplined action supports meaningful living. There will be difficult days during this process. Some days old habits will return. Some days motivation will disappear. But temporary failure does not erase progress. What matters is returning to discipline again. Consistency is built through repetition, not perfection. Self-control grows like a muscle. Each healthy choice strengthens it. Each moment of awareness strengthens it. Small disciplined actions eventually become natural habits. Over time, the body begins craving balance instead of chaos. People often believe happiness comes from external success alone, but internal balance creates a form of peace that external achievements cannot replace. A healthy brain and healthy stomach create steadier emotions, clearer thinking, and greater ability to appreciate life. Do not underestimate how deeply your daily habits affect your future. The meals you eat, the sleep you protect, the stress you manage, and the thoughts you repeat are shaping your brain every day. Transformation is happening constantly, whether you notice it or not. A disciplined life is not about punishment. It is about protecting your potential. Your body is the foundation supporting every dream, every relationship, every goal, and every experience you will ever have. Ignoring health eventually weakens everything connected to it. Healing your stomach is not only about avoiding illness, it is about creating the conditions for a stronger, calmer, and clearer mind. It is about waking up with energy instead of exhaustion. It is about thinking clearly instead of living in constant fog. It is about building resilience from the inside. The strongest people are not always the loudest people. Real strength often appears quietly through daily discipline. Drinking water when others choose unhealthy habits. Sleeping properly when distractions compete for attention. Managing emotions calmly instead of reacting impulsively. Caring for the body consistently, even when nobody is watching. Every healthy action becomes an investment into your future mental strength. Every balanced meal, every peaceful night of sleep, every moment of emotional control supports your brain in ways you may not immediately see. Over time, these choices compound into transformation. The body wants to heal. The brain wants balance, but both require support. Your daily habits either cooperate with healing or interfere with it. This truth places responsibility back into your hands. You do not need to become perfect overnight. You do not need extreme solutions. Start with awareness. Start with honesty. Start with one better decision today. Then repeat it tomorrow. The brain becomes stronger when the stomach becomes healthier. And a healthier mind creates a stronger life. Your future clarity, peace, discipline, and resilience are being built through ordinary daily choices happening right now. The process may feel slow, but every healthy action matters. Every moment of discipline matters. Every effort toward healing matters. The connection between the stomach and brain is not something distant or abstract. It is happening inside you every moment. The question is whether your habits are strengthening that connection or weakening it. The answer is written in your daily actions. Chapter 2. Transform your mental clarity through healthier daily eating habits. Mental clarity is not built only through positive thinking. A clear mind is deeply connected to daily physical habits, especially the way a person eats. Many people wake up every morning already mentally exhausted. Not because life is impossible, but because their body is struggling to function properly. They push themselves through the day with sugar, caffeine, processed meals, and constant stimulation, while wondering why their focus disappears so quickly. The brain cannot perform at its best when it is constantly overloaded with unhealthy fuel. A confused mind often begins with a neglected body. The brain requires stable nourishment to think clearly, make decisions, control emotions, and stay disciplined. Without proper nutrition, the mind becomes slow, distracted, irritated, and emotionally unstable. Many people believe brain fog is normal because they have experienced it for years. They accept poor concentration, low motivation, and emotional fatigue as part of adulthood. But the body was not designed to live in constant mental confusion. The modern world has normalized unhealthy eating patterns. People rush through breakfast or skip it completely. Lunch often comes from packages, drive-through windows, or heavily processed snacks. Dinner becomes oversized because the body is starving from poor nutrition throughout the day. Then, late at night, many continue eating while staring at screens because stress and exhaustion have disconnected them from natural hunger signals. This pattern slowly weakens mental sharpness. The brain needs balance, not chaos. Every meal sends signals throughout the body. Some foods create steadier energy and calmer thinking, while others increase inflammation, fatigue, and emotional instability. What you repeatedly place into your body becomes part of your daily mental experience. Many people spend years searching for motivation, while their eating habits quietly destroy their ability to focus. Poor nutrition drains discipline. It becomes harder to wake up early, harder to remain patient, harder to think clearly during stressful moments. A tired brain often creates emotional reactions that feel difficult to control. Small problems begin feeling overwhelming because the nervous system is already exhausted. Mental clarity begins with awareness. Before changing habits, observe how food affects your body honestly. Notice how you feel after heavy processed meals. Observe the difference between temporary pleasure and lasting energy. Some foods create a brief rush, followed by fatigue, irritability, and mental fog. Other foods provide slower, steadier energy that supports concentration and emotional stability throughout the day. Many people eat based only on cravings, without understanding that cravings are often shaped by habit, not real nourishment. A body trained on sugar and processed food will continue demanding those things even when they create harm. Discipline means choosing long-term strength over short-term comfort. Simple meals often create the strongest results. Fresh vegetables, fruits, healthy fats, eggs, fish, nuts, seeds, beans, and natural foods support brain function in ways processed products cannot. The body recognizes real nourishment. Digestion becomes smoother. Energy becomes more balanced. Thinking becomes clearer. These changes may not feel dramatic at first, but they build gradually through consistency. Hydration also affects mental performance more than most people realize. Many people live slightly dehydrated every day. Even mild dehydration can affect focus, memory, mood, and physical energy. Drinking enough water supports circulation, digestion, and brain function. It is one of the simplest habits, yet many ignore it while searching for complicated solutions. Mental sharpness also depends on stability in blood sugar. Constant spikes and crashes caused by sugary foods create unstable energy and emotional fluctuations. A person may feel temporarily energized after eating processed sugar, but that feeling often disappears quickly, leaving behind exhaustion and mental heaviness. Stable meals support stable thinking. The brain functions best when the body feels safe and balanced. Extreme eating habits often create more stress instead of healing. Some people jump between overeating and strict restriction without consistency. The body responds better to regular nourishment than constant extremes. Discipline is not punishment. It is intelligent self-respect practiced daily. Many people eat while distracted. They scroll through phones, watch videos, argue, or work during meals. The mind never slows down. Digestion suffers because the nervous system remains tense. Eating slowly and calmly allows the body to process food more effectively. A peaceful meal supports both mental and physical clarity. There is also emotional honesty connected to healthier eating. Many people use food to numb stress, loneliness, boredom, disappointment, or anxiety. Emotional eating becomes a way to escape discomfort temporarily, but the relief does not last. The body eventually carries the consequences through fatigue, inflammation, and emotional instability. Real strength comes from facing emotions directly instead of hiding behind unhealthy habits. This requires courage because distraction feels easier in the moment. But every time a person chooses awareness over impulse, they strengthen self-control. Discipline grows quietly through these repeated decisions. The quality of your thoughts is influenced by the quality of your habits. A tired, inflamed body struggles to maintain optimism, patience, and resilience. Negative thinking becomes stronger when the nervous system feels overwhelmed. This is why physical health and mental health cannot be separated. Many people believe they lack confidence when their real problem is chronic exhaustion. It becomes difficult to feel strong when the body constantly feels heavy, sluggish, and overstimulated. Healthier eating often improves self-respect because actions begin aligning with personal values. A person starts trusting themselves again through consistent care. Sleep quality also improves through better nutrition. Heavy processed foods late at night often disrupt rest and recovery. The brain needs deep sleep to repair itself, process emotions, and restore mental sharpness. A rested mind handles challenges with greater calm and wisdom. There is no perfect diet that works for every person. The body requires observation and patience. Pay attention to how different foods affect your focus, energy, digestion, and emotions. Learn from your own experience instead of blindly following trends. Wisdom grows through honest self-observation. The food industry often profits from addiction, not health. Many products are designed to keep people craving more while providing little real nourishment. Bright packaging and aggressive marketing distract people from asking an important question. Does this truly strengthen my body and mind, or does it only satisfy a temporary urge? A disciplined person learns to think beyond immediate pleasure. Temporary satisfaction is not always true nourishment. The strongest decisions often happen quietly during ordinary moments. Choosing water instead of sugary drinks. Preparing healthier meals instead of depending on convenience. Stopping eating when full instead of continuing from habit. These actions may seem small, but repeated daily, they transform the mind and body. Mental clarity also improves when digestion becomes healthier. Constant bloating, discomfort, and inflammation place stress on the nervous system. The body cannot focus fully while fighting internal imbalance. Healing digestion often creates noticeable improvements in concentration, emotional control, and physical energy. The brain requires certain nutrients to function properly. Healthy fats support brain structure. Vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants support communication inside the nervous system. Real food contains information the body understands. Artificial products often overload the system without providing lasting support. Many people chase stimulation because they have forgotten what natural energy feels like. They depend on caffeine, sugar, and constant entertainment to push through exhaustion. But true vitality feels steady, calm, and grounded. It does not require constant external stimulation to survive the day. Patience is necessary during change because the body needs time to recover from years of unhealthy patterns. Some people quit too early because results feel slow, but healing happens gradually. Small improvements in energy, focus, sleep, and mood eventually build into major transformation. A person who eats with awareness develops greater discipline in other areas of life as well. Self-control practice during meals strengthens self-control in emotions, habits, and decision-making. The mind becomes stronger when actions become intentional instead of impulsive. Mental clarity is not only about intelligence, it is about reducing unnecessary internal chaos. A clear mind can think rationally during stress. It can focus longer. It can respond calmly instead of reacting emotionally. Healthier eating supports this inner stability. The body constantly reflects repeated behavior. Every meal either contributes to healing or contributes to imbalance. This truth gives power back to the individual. Change becomes possible through daily action, not empty motivation. Many people wait for a crisis before taking health seriously. They ignore warning signs for years. Constant fatigue, mood swings, poor concentration, headaches, digestive discomfort and weak sleep become accepted as normal. But the body whispers before it screams. Listening early prevents greater suffering later. A calm, disciplined life is built through ordinary habits, repeated consistently. Great transformation rarely arrives through dramatic moments. It grows through small actions practiced daily with patience and honesty. The relationship between food and mental clarity becomes obvious when awareness increases. A healthier body creates a calmer nervous system. A calmer nervous system supports clearer thinking. Clearer thinking improves decision-making, relationships, productivity, and emotional balance. Your mind shapes your future, but your daily habits shape your mind. This means your choices today directly influence the person you become tomorrow. Every healthy decision strengthens your ability to think clearly, act wisely, and remain emotionally steady during difficult situations. There will always be temptation. Fast pleasure often appears easier than long-term discipline, but temporary comfort cannot replace lasting strength. A person who learns to nourish themselves properly develops deeper resilience because they stop fighting against their own body. Mental clarity is not reserved for a few lucky people. It is supported through intentional living. The brain responds to how you treat the body every day. Cleaner eating, better hydration, calmer meals, proper rest, and emotional discipline all work together to strengthen the mind. You do not need perfect habits to begin improving. Progress starts with one honest decision, one healthier meal, one calmer morning, one moment of awareness before acting on impulse. These small choices slowly rebuild trust between the mind and body. A stronger brain is not created through force alone. It is supported through care, consistency, and discipline. Healthier eating habits are not only about appearance or weight. They shape your focus, emotional balance, energy, confidence, and long-term mental resilience. The person you become is shaped quietly through repeated daily actions. Mental clarity grows when the body receives what it truly needs, instead of what temporary cravings demand. A disciplined mind begins with disciplined care for the body, and every healthy choice becomes another step toward a calmer, sharper, and more powerful life. Chapter 3. Protect your memory by removing harmful foods from meals. Memory is one of the most valuable abilities a person possesses. It holds the moments that shape identity, the lessons learned through struggle, the names of loved ones, and the knowledge collected through years of living. A strong memory supports confidence, decision-making, independence, and emotional stability. When memory begins to weaken, people often feel frustrated, embarrassed, and uncertain about themselves. They forget conversations, lose focus during tasks, misplace important things, and struggle to recall information that once came easily. Many assume this decline is simply unavoidable with age or stress. But daily habits, especially food choices, play a major role in protecting or damaging the brain over time. The brain is constantly working even during sleep. It processes information, stores experiences, manages emotions, and controls every system inside the body. To perform these responsibilities properly, it needs clean and stable support. Harmful foods slowly interfere with this process. They increase inflammation, weaken communication between brain cells, disrupt blood flow, and overload the nervous system. Damage rarely appears overnight. It develops quietly through repeated habits practiced for years. Modern society has made harmful eating feel normal. Highly processed meals, sugary drinks, artificial ingredients, excessive fried foods, and constant snacking surround people everywhere. Many consume these products daily without realizing how deeply they affect mental performance. The danger is not only physical weight gain or low energy. The danger also reaches the mind. Some people notice their memory becoming weaker after periods of unhealthy eating. They struggle to stay mentally sharp. Reading becomes harder because concentration fades quickly. Learning new information feels exhausting. They enter rooms and forget why they walked there. They repeat the same questions during conversations, These experiences often create emotional stress, which places even more pressure on the brain. The body responds to repeated exposure. Harmful foods create internal stress that slowly weakens mental clarity. Excess sugar is especially dangerous when consumed constantly. The brain needs stable energy, not endless spikes and crashes. Large amounts of sugar increase inflammation and disrupt balance inside the body. Temporary pleasure often leads to mental fatigue afterward. Artificial ingredients and heavily processed products also place strain on the system. The body recognizes natural nourishment more easily than chemical overload. Many packaged foods contain ingredients designed for shelf life and taste rather than long-term health. The brain pays attention to everything entering the body even when the mind ignores it. Protecting memory begins with awareness. Most people do not pause to ask how their meals affect their thinking. They focus only on convenience cravings or habit. But wisdom grows when a person starts connecting actions with consequences. Every meal is either supporting brain health or weakening it gradually. This does not require fear around food. It requires responsibility. Discipline is not about punishment. It is about protecting what matters. Your memory deserves protection because it affects every part of life. A sharp mind allows you to remain independent, capable, calm, and present. One of the most damaging habits is constant overeating. Many people continue eating long after the body has received enough nourishment. Heavy overeating creates sluggishness, brain fog, and fatigue because the body must work harder to process excess food. A calm, disciplined relationship with eating supports mental sharpness better than constant indulgence. Late-night eating also affects memory indirectly through poor sleep. The brain performs important repair processes during deep rest. Heavy meals close to bedtime often interrupt sleep quality, leaving the mind tired and unfocused the next day. Many people wake up mentally drained, not because life is impossible, but because the body never fully recovered during the night. Alcohol consumed excessively also weakens mental performance over time. It affects concentration, emotional control, sleep, and long-term memory formation. Many people use alcohol to escape stress or emotional discomfort, but repeated overuse slowly damages clarity and self-control. Temporary escape often creates lasting consequences. Highly fried foods place another burden on the body. Excess unhealthy oils and processed fats contribute to inflammation that affects both physical and mental health. A person may not notice immediate effects after one meal, but the body remembers repeated exposure. Small harmful habits practiced daily eventually create major results. Emotional eating silently harms many people. Stress, loneliness, frustration, boredom, and disappointment often push people toward unhealthy comfort foods. The mind seeks quick relief while ignoring long-term damage. But no unhealthy habit removes emotional pain permanently. It only delays the need for real healing. A disciplined person learns to pause before acting on impulse. This pause creates freedom. Instead of automatically feeding emotional discomfort with harmful foods, they begin observing their emotions honestly. Self-awareness weakens destructive patterns over time. Protecting memory also requires reducing constant stimulation. Many people eat excessive sugar, caffeine, and processed snacks while consuming endless noise from screens and social media. The brain never fully rests. Overstimulation exhausts attention and weakens mental recovery. Simplicity often protects the mind better than constant consumption. Natural foods support the brain in quieter, steadier ways. Fresh vegetables, berries, nuts, seeds, fish, eggs, olive oil, and clean sources of nutrition help provide the brain with stable support. These foods contain nutrients the nervous system relies on for proper function. Real nourishment creates deeper energy than temporary stimulation. Hydration also matters greatly for memory. Many headaches, concentration problems, and feelings of confusion are connected to dehydration. Water supports circulation, oxygen delivery, and communication inside the brain. Something as simple as consistent hydration can improve mental sharpness significantly. Movement supports memory as well. Physical activity increases blood flow to the brain and supports healthier brain function. Long periods of inactivity often contribute to sluggish thinking and low energy. Daily walks, stretching, or simple exercise routines help maintain mental alertness. The brain also benefits from challenge. Reading, learning new skills, having thoughtful conversations, and practicing focus strengthen mental sharpness. But these habits become more effective when the body is properly nourished. A healthy brain responds better to learning and memory exercises. Many people accept forgetfulness too quickly because decline happens slowly. They normalize constant distraction, poor concentration, and weak recall without asking why these problems are increasing. The body often gives warning signs long before serious decline appears. Paying attention early creates opportunity for prevention. Modern convenience has made unhealthy choices easier than healthy ones. Fast food, processed snacks, sugary drinks, and artificial products require little effort. But convenience should never become more important than health. A wise person understands that short-term ease can create long-term suffering. Preparing simple, healthier meals is an act of self-respect. It sends a message to the body and mind that health matters. Discipline in daily eating habits strengthens confidence because actions begin aligning with values. The strongest people are not controlled by cravings. They understand that every impulse does not deserve obedience. Self-mastery grows through small daily victories. Saying no to harmful habits builds internal strength quietly over time. There will be moments of temptation. Stressful days often increase cravings for comfort foods and unhealthy choices. But emotional discomfort does not justify self-destruction. Temporary cravings pass. Long-term damage remains longer. Learning to tolerate discomfort without escaping through harmful habits is part of maturity. A clear memory also depends on emotional stability. Chronic stress, anger, resentment, and anxiety place heavy pressure on the nervous system. Emotional discipline protects the brain just as healthier food choices do. Stoic wisdom teaches that inner calm creates strength during difficult circumstances. A peaceful mind supports sharper thinking. Many people search for advanced solutions while ignoring basic habits, damaging their health every day. They seek expensive supplements and complicated programs while continuing behaviors that weaken the brain. True improvement often begins through simple, consistent actions repeated patiently. Your environment also shapes your decisions. A home filled with processed snacks, constant distractions, and unhealthy routines makes discipline harder. Creating supportive surroundings improves consistency. Keep nourishing foods accessible. Reduce unnecessary temptations. Build routines that encourage better decisions naturally. Protecting memory is not only about avoiding future decline. It is about improving present life. A sharper mind improves conversations, work relationships, learning, and emotional balance. It allows you to remain fully engaged with life instead of drifting through it, mentally exhausted. There is also dignity in caring for the mind before serious problems appear. Many people wait until fear forces change. Prevention requires wisdom because the rewards are not always immediate. But long-term health is built quietly through choices nobody else sees. The body responds to patterns, not isolated moments. One unhealthy meal will not destroy memory. One healthy meal will not instantly repair years of damage. What matters is direction. Repeated choices shape the future condition of the brain. Patience is necessary because healing takes time. Some people become discouraged when improvements feel gradual, but the brain and body repair slowly through consistency. Better focus, calmer energy, improved recall, and stronger concentration often appear step by step. A disciplined life creates freedom. Freedom from constant fatigue, freedom from mental fog, freedom from feeling controlled by cravings. Removing harmful foods is not about restriction alone. It is about making space for greater strength, clarity, and resilience. Many people underestimate the power of daily habits because individual moments feel small. But life is built through repeated actions. Memory is protected through repeated care. Every healthy choice becomes an investment into future mental sharpness. A strong memory supports independence throughout life. It allows a person to continue learning, adapting, connecting, and growing. Protecting the brain is one of the greatest forms of self-respect, because the quality of your mind influences every experience you will ever have. There is no perfect moment to begin improving health. The right time is now, while awareness is present. Every day offers another opportunity to remove what weakens you and strengthen what supports you. Your brain is always listening to your habits. It responds to what you repeatedly consume, physically, mentally, and emotionally. Harmful foods weaken the mind slowly, while disciplined choices strengthen it steadily. A person who values long-term clarity learns to think beyond temporary pleasure. They understand that real strength is built through responsibility, patience, and self-control. Protecting memory is not only about preserving knowledge, it is about preserving quality of life. Presence, peace, and the ability to fully experience the years ahead with awareness and strength. Chapter 4. Improve your emotional balance through better gut health choices. Emotional balance is not created only through positive thinking or mental strength. The condition of the body plays a major role in how a person reacts to stress, disappointment, pressure, and uncertainty. Many people believe their emotional struggles exist only in the mind, while ignoring the physical systems influencing those emotions every day. The stomach and the brain constantly communicate with each other. When digestion becomes unhealthy, emotional stability often weakens as well. A person may wake up feeling irritated without understanding why. Small problems suddenly feel overwhelming. Patience disappears quickly. Anxiety rises during ordinary situations. Motivation becomes inconsistent. Mood changes happen without clear explanation. Many assume this is simply part of modern life, but the body often reflects internal imbalance long before people recognize the connection. The digestive system affects hormones, brain chemicals, energy levels, and inflammation throughout the body. When the gut becomes unhealthy, the nervous system often struggles to remain calm and balanced. Emotional reactions become stronger because the body itself feels stressed internally. This means healing emotional instability is not only about controlling thoughts. It is also about improving the physical environment, supporting the brain. Modern lifestyles place enormous pressure on digestion. Processed foods, rushed meals, constant stress, poor sleep, emotional eating, and endless stimulation slowly weaken the gut over time. Many people continue functioning through exhaustion without realizing how deeply their habits are affecting emotional health. The body speaks through symptoms. Constant bloating, stomach discomfort, fatigue, irregular digestion, brain fog, and unstable moods are not random events. They are signals asking for attention. Ignoring those signals does not make them disappear. The body eventually demands care, whether a person listens early or later. A calm emotional state becomes easier when the digestive system receives proper support. This does not mean life suddenly becomes free from difficulty. Challenges still exist. Disappointment still appears. Stressful moments still happen. But a balanced body creates greater resilience during those experiences. One of the first steps toward emotional balance is slowing down. Many people rush through every part of life, including meals. They eat while driving, working, arguing, scrolling, or worrying. The nervous system remains tense during eating. Digestion struggles because the body does not feel safe enough to process food properly. Peace during meals matters more than most people realize. Eating slowly, chewing carefully, and remaining present helps the digestive system work more effectively. Simple awareness during eating supports emotional calm because the nervous system begins shifting away from constant tension. Stress itself damages gut health deeply. The body cannot remain in survival mode every hour of the day without consequences. Chronic stress affects digestion, appetite, sleep hormones, and inflammation. A person may believe they are mentally handling stress while their body quietly absorbs the damage. Stoic wisdom teaches the importance of emotional discipline. External events cannot always be controlled, but internal responses can be guided through awareness and self-mastery. This philosophy becomes even more important when understanding the connection between emotions and physical health. Constant anger, resentment, panic, and overthinking harm the body as much as the mind. A person who carries emotional chaos daily eventually feels it physically. Digestion becomes weaker, energy drops, sleep becomes lighter, recovery slows down. Emotional discipline protects both mental and physical health. Food choices directly influence mood. Highly processed foods, excess sugar, and artificial ingredients often create unstable energy, followed by emotional crashes. A person may feel temporarily comforted while eating unhealthy foods, but later experience irritability, fatigue, or anxiety without recognizing the connection. Natural foods support steadier emotional states because they nourish the nervous system more effectively. Vegetables, fruits, healthy fats, fermented foods, clean protein, and foods rich in nutrients help the body maintain better balance. Emotional stability often improves quietly through consistent nourishment. Many people underestimate the importance of gut bacteria. Inside the digestive system, live bacteria that influence mood, brain function, and emotional regulation. When harmful bacteria dominate, the gut inflammation increases, and emotional balance becomes harder to maintain. Supporting healthy digestion supports healthier communication between the gut and brain. This process requires patience because the body heals gradually. Years of poor habits cannot disappear in a few days. Some people expect instant emotional transformation after making small changes, then become discouraged too quickly. Real healing often happens slowly through repetition, consistency, and discipline. Hydration also affects emotional regulation. Dehydration places stress on the body and can increase fatigue, irritability, and poor concentration. Something as basic as drinking enough water daily supports both physical and mental balance. Many people search for complex answers while ignoring fundamental habits. Sleep is another powerful factor influencing emotions. A tired brain struggles to manage stress effectively. Small frustrations feel larger when the nervous system is exhausted. Poor digestion often disrupts sleep, which then worsens emotional instability the following day. The body functions as one connected system, not isolated parts. Late night eating, emotional snacking, and constant stimulation before sleep interfere with recovery. Deep rest allows the brain and digestive system to repair. Protecting sleep is one of the most practical ways to improve emotional resilience. Movement also helps regulate mood naturally. Walking, stretching, and physical activity support circulation, digestion, and stress reduction. The body was designed for movement, not endless sitting and mental overload. Simple movement often creates emotional relief because it helps regulate nervous system tension. Many people consume emotional toxicity the same way they consume unhealthy food. Constant negative news, endless arguments, social media comparison, and unhealthy environments overload the nervous system. The mind digests information just as the stomach digests food. What enters your attention influences emotional health deeply. Protecting emotional balance requires boundaries. Not every conflict deserves your energy. Not every opinion deserves your reaction. Calmness grows stronger when unnecessary emotional noise is reduced. There is also an important connection between self-respect and physical care. People who constantly neglect their health often begin feeling disconnected from themselves. Fatigue, frustration, and poor emotional control slowly weaken confidence, but consistent care rebuilds internal trust. Preparing nourishing meals, getting proper rest, reducing stress, and supporting digestion are not acts of vanity, they are acts of responsibility. A disciplined person understands that emotional strength is easier to maintain when the body is supported properly. Many emotional reactions are intensified by physical exhaustion. A person operating on poor sleep, unhealthy food, and chronic stress will struggle more during difficult situations than someone whose body feels stable and nourished. This does not mean hardship disappears. It means resilience becomes stronger. Emotional eating remains one of the biggest obstacles for many people. Food becomes a temporary escape from loneliness, stress, sadness, boredom, or disappointment. In those moments, eating feels comforting because it briefly distracts the mind from discomfort. But the relief fades quickly while the underlying emotional pain remains unresolved. True healing requires emotional honesty. Instead of automatically reaching for unhealthy comfort, a person must learn to sit with emotions without immediately escaping them. This takes courage because discomfort feels uncomfortable by nature. But emotional maturity grows through facing reality calmly instead of avoiding it impulsively. Discipline creates freedom over time. Freedom from constant cravings, freedom from emotional instability, freedom from living controlled by every passing feeling. Small daily choices shape emotional health more than dramatic moments do. A healthier gut often creates surprising emotional improvements. Some people notice they become calmer, more patient, and mentally lighter after improving digestion. Their thoughts feel less chaotic. Their emotional reactions become less intense. This happens because the nervous system finally receives better internal support. Many people blame themselves harshly for emotional struggles without realizing how deeply physical imbalance contributes to those experiences. Self-hatred creates compassion without removing responsibility. A person still must take action, but understanding the connection between body and mind creates wiser solutions. Healing requires consistency more than perfection. There will still be stressful days, emotional and imperfect choices. Progress is built through returning to discipline, repeatedly, not through flawless behavior. One unhealthy meal does not destroy healing. One difficult day does not erase growth. The body constantly responds to repeated patterns. Healthy routines strengthen emotional stability over time. Regular meals, nourishing foods, calmer eating habits, movement, hydration, sleep, and emotional discipline all work together to support resilience. Simplicity often creates the strongest foundation for healing. Modern culture promotes extremes, complicated trends, and endless distractions, but the body responds powerfully to basic, consistent care. Calm routines create internal stability. A person seeking emotional balance must also examine their environment honestly. Constant chaos, unhealthy relationships, excessive noise, and overstimulation weaken nervous system recovery. Peaceful environments support healing because the body no longer feels trapped in constant alertness. Stoic philosophy reminds people that peace comes from mastering responses, not controlling every external situation. Emotional balance grows stronger when a person stops feeding unnecessary drama, fear, and resentment. Inner discipline protects health. Your emotional state influences every area of life, including relationships, decisions, productivity, confidence, and physical energy. A balanced mind communicates better, thinks more clearly, and handles challenges with greater wisdom. People often wait for emotional breakdown before prioritizing health. They ignore warning signs for years, then wonder why anxiety, irritability, and exhaustion eventually overwhelm them. Prevention requires awareness and discipline before crisis arrives. There is strength in caring for the body consistently, even when results feel slow. Quiet discipline creates powerful long-term change. Every nourishing meal, every calm response, every healthy habit strengthens emotional resilience. Little by little, the relationship between gut health and emotional balance is not imaginary or exaggerated. It is happening constantly inside the body, whether a person notices it or not. The nervous system responds to how the body is treated daily. You do not need extreme solutions to begin improving emotional health. Start with awareness. Observe your habits honestly. Notice what increases internal chaos and what creates steadier energy. Remove what repeatedly harms you. Strengthen what supports healing. A calmer mind often begins with better care for the body. Emotional balance grows when the nervous system no longer fights against poor habits every day. Healing digestion, healing routines, and healing emotional responses work together to create deeper stability. Your emotions are influenced by your environment, your habits, your thoughts, your sleep, your stress, and your physical condition. Everything is connected. This truth is not discouraging. It is empowering because it means change is possible through intentional action. A disciplined life protects emotional peace. A nourished body supports a clearer mind. A healthier gut strengthens resilience from within. And a person who learns to care for both mind and body develops the ability to face life with greater calm, wisdom, and steady strength. Chapter 5. Build stronger focus by supporting healthy bacteria inside digestion. Focus has become one of the rarest strengths in modern life. Many people sit down to work, study, read, or think clearly, only to discover their attention disappearing within minutes. Their mind jumps from one thought to another. They forget what they were doing. Simple tasks feel mentally exhausting. Some blame technology, while others blame stress or lack of motivation. But concentration is influenced by more than willpower alone. Deep inside the digestive system lives a hidden factor affecting mental sharpness every day. Inside the gut exist trillions of bacteria constantly interacting with the body and brain. Some of these bacteria support health, while others create imbalance. These microscopic organisms influence mood, energy, inflammation, digestion, and cognitive performance. Most people never think about them, yet they quietly shape mental clarity throughout life. A person may spend years struggling with focus without realizing their daily habits are weakening the internal environment supporting the brain. Poor food choices, chronic stress, irregular sleep, and constant processed meals damage beneficial bacteria over time. When healthy bacteria decline, the brain often feels the consequences through fatigue, distraction, irritability, and reduced mental endurance. The body functions like an interconnected system where everything affects something else. The stomach communicates with the brain through nerves, hormones, and chemical signals. Healthy gut bacteria help support smoother communication. Harmful imbalance creates interference that affects concentration and emotional regulation. Modern lifestyles make this problem worse. Many people consume foods filled with artificial ingredients, preservatives, excess sugar, and unhealthy oils while living under non-stop pressure. Meals are rushed, sleep is neglected, water intake remains low, stress never fully disappears. Over time, the digestive system becomes overwhelmed and focus weakens gradually. Mental distraction is not always a character flaw. Sometimes the body itself is struggling internally. A tired nervous system cannot sustain sharp attention for long periods. The brain requires stability, nourishment, and proper support to function well. Many people search endlessly for productivity techniques while ignoring their physical health. They buy planners, watch motivational videos, and force themselves through exhaustion while continuing habits that damage mental clarity from within. Real focus cannot thrive inside constant imbalance. Supporting healthy bacteria begins with what enters the body daily. Natural foods rich in fiber help nourish beneficial bacteria inside digestion. Vegetables, fruits, beans, seeds, nuts, and whole foods provide the gut with materials needed for healthier balance. Processed foods filled with excess sugar and artificial ingredients often feed harmful bacteria instead. This means every meal influences more than physical energy. Food shapes the internal environment, affecting concentration, patience, and mental resilience. Repeated choices quietly build either strength or weakness over time. Fermented foods also support healthier bacteria inside the digestive system. Yogurt, kefir, kimchi, sauerkraut, and similar foods contain beneficial organisms that help strengthen gut balance. Many traditional cultures included fermented foods naturally long before modern science explained their importance. Simple habits matter deeply. Drinking enough water supports digestion and overall brain function. Dehydration slows mental performance and increases fatigue. Many people attempt to improve focus while ignoring basic physical needs their body depends on every day. Stress damages healthy gut bacteria significantly. Chronic worry, anger, fear and pressure affect digestion directly. The nervous system enters survival mode, causing imbalance inside the body. This is why emotional discipline matters for mental clarity. A calm mind supports a healthier body, and a healthier body supports a calmer mind. Stoic philosophy teaches the importance of inner control during external difficulty. This wisdom becomes powerful when applied physically. Constant emotional chaos weakens focus because the body remains trapped in tension. A disciplined person learns to protect mental peace instead of reacting impulsively to every situation. Many people overload their attention every day without realizing it. Endless notifications, constant entertainment, loud environments, social media scrolling and non-stop stimulation train the brain to lose patience with stillness. Attention becomes fragmented because the nervous system never fully rests. Healthy focus requires mental recovery. Silence, reflection, and moments without stimulation allow the brain to regain stability. A person cannot constantly consume noise and expect deep concentration naturally. Sleep also affects gut bacteria and mental performance together. Late nights, irregular sleep schedules, and poor recovery weaken both digestion and focus. During deep sleep, the brain repairs itself while the body restores important internal functions. A sleep-deprived mind struggles to remain attentive even during simple tasks. The quality of focus influences every area of life. Relationships suffer when people cannot remain mentally present. Work performance weakens when attention constantly drifts. Personal growth slows when reading, learning, and reflection become difficult. Strong focus creates greater awareness in nearly every activity. A person with healthy concentration can listen carefully, think clearly, and complete tasks with greater calmness. This ability becomes increasingly valuable in a distracted world. But protecting focus requires intentional living, not passive habits. Many people eat based only on convenience instead of nourishment. Fast meals, highly processed snacks, and excessive sugar create unstable energy patterns throughout the day. Attention rises briefly, then crashes. The brain feels overstimulated yet mentally weak at the same time. Balanced meals support steadier concentration because the body receives more consistent fuel. Stable energy creates greater mental endurance. Focus improves when the nervous system no longer fights against internal chaos. The body also responds to rhythm and routine. Eating at consistent times, sleeping regularly, moving daily, and creating calmer environments help support internal balance. Healthy bacteria thrive better when the body experiences steadier patterns rather than constant disruption. Physical movement supports digestion, circulation, and cognitive function. Walking, especially after meals, helps digestion work more effectively while also calming the nervous system. Simple movement often sharpens thinking because it improves blood flow and reduces stress buildup. Many people believe focus comes only from forcing the mind harder. But real concentration often depends on reducing internal obstacles. A healthy brain functions more naturally when the body receives proper support. Mental clarity becomes less of a struggle and more of a stable condition. There is also an important connection between discipline and attention. Every time a person gives in to constant distraction, their focus becomes weaker. Every moment spent multitasking excessively trains the brain to lose depth of attention. Healthy routines strengthen the mind gradually through repeated practice. Reading slowly, without interruption, sitting quietly for reflection, completing one task at a time, and reducing unnecessary stimulation all help rebuild concentration. These habits create mental endurance the same way exercise builds physical strength. Many people have forgotten what deep focus feels like because their mind rarely experiences stillness. The brain becomes restless after years of overstimulation. But patience and discipline can restore mental stability over time. The digestive system reflects repeated behavior. Excess junk food, chronic stress, Poor sleep, emotional eating, and constant rushing damage internal balance slowly. Healing requires consistency rather than quick temporary solutions. Some people expect instant transformation after making small changes for a few days, but the body heals gradually. Supporting healthy bacteria and stronger focus requires long-term care. Small improvements eventually become noticeable through clearer thinking, steadier emotions, and stronger attention. There is dignity in taking responsibility for your mental state instead of surrendering to distraction passively. A disciplined person understands that focus is worth protecting because attention shapes the quality of life itself. What you repeatedly pay attention to becomes part of your inner world. A scattered mind creates scattered living. A focused mind creates purposeful action. Supporting the body helps strengthen the mind's ability to direct attention wisely. Many people feel mentally exhausted, not because they are weak, but because their lifestyle constantly drains their nervous system. Endless processed food, emotional stress, digital overload, and lack of recovery quietly damage concentration day after day. Healing begins through awareness. Observe your habits honestly. Notice what strengthens your focus and what weakens it. Pay attention to how meals affect your energy. Observe your mental state after sleep deprivation or excessive stimulation. Wisdom grows through careful observation. Healthy bacteria inside digestion may seem invisible, but their influence is powerful. Supporting them means supporting emotional balance, mental clarity, energy, and resilience together. The brain does not operate independently from the body. Everything works as a connected system. A calmer internal environment creates stronger attention naturally. The mind becomes less reactive, less foggy, and less scattered. Concentration improves because the nervous system no longer fights constant imbalance. This process does not require perfection. It requires commitment to better daily choices repeated consistently. One healthier meal, one earlier bedtime, one calmer morning, one less distraction may seem small, but repeated actions shape the future condition of the mind. Focus is not only useful for productivity. It improves conversations, relationships, learning, spiritual reflection, and emotional awareness. A focused person experiences life more deeply because their attention is not constantly fragmented. Protecting your attention means protecting your future. The quality of your focus influences your decisions, habits, discipline, and direction in life. A distracted mind often drifts without purpose, while a focused mind acts with greater intention. The world constantly competes for your attention because attention holds power. A disciplined person learns to guard it carefully. This begins not only mentally but physically through caring for the body, supporting digestion, and creating healthier internal balance. Strong focus is built quietly through daily habits nobody else sees. The foods you choose, the sleep you protect, the stress you manage, and the routines you follow all shape your ability to think clearly. Your brain deserves an environment that supports clarity rather than confusion. Healthy bacteria inside digestion play a greater role in that process than most people realize. Supporting them is not only about digestion, it is about building a steadier, calmer, and more focused life from within. Chapter 6. Restore your energy through simple habits that heal digestion. Many people spend their days feeling tired without understanding the real cause. They wake up exhausted even after sleeping. Their body feels heavy during simple tasks. Their mind struggles to stay alert. Motivation disappears quickly. Some depend on caffeine, sugar, or energy drinks just to function normally. Others believe exhaustion is simply part of adulthood. But constant fatigue is often the result of a body struggling internally, especially through poor digestion and unhealthy daily habits. Energy is not created only by sleep or stimulation. Real energy begins with how well the body absorbs nourishment, manages stress, and supports internal balance. When digestion becomes weak, the entire system suffers. Nutrients are not processed efficiently, inflammation increases, and the body works harder simply to maintain basic function. Over time, physical and mental exhaustion become constant companions. The digestive system affects nearly every part of health. It influences nutrient absorption, immune function, hormones, brain activity, emotional stability, and physical endurance. A struggling digestive system quietly drains energy from daily life. The body cannot operate at full strength while constantly fighting imbalance inside. Modern habits often damage digestion slowly without people noticing the connection. Fast eating, late-night meals, processed foods, chronic stress, dehydration, and lack of movement weaken the body over time. Many people continue pushing themselves harder, while ignoring the signals asking for rest and repair. Simple habits repeated consistently can restore energy more effectively than temporary stimulants. Healing does not require extreme methods. The body responds powerfully to basic care practiced daily with patience and discipline. One of the most important habits is eating slowly. Many people rush through meals while distracted by phones, work, television, or stress. Digestion begins in a calm state, not in chaos. When the nervous system feels tense, the stomach struggles to process food efficiently. Eating slowly allows the body to digest more comfortably and absorb nutrients better. Chewing food properly also matters more than people realize. Digestion does not begin only in the stomach. It begins in the mouth. Large, hurried bites force the digestive system to work harder. Slowing down during meals supports smoother digestion and steadier energy afterward. Meal timing also affects the body deeply. Constant snacking and irregular eating patterns confuse hunger signals and strain digestion. The body benefits from consistency. Regular, balanced meals help support stable energy rather than dramatic highs and crashes throughout the day. Late-night eating often leaves people waking up tired because the body spent the night digesting instead of fully recovering. Heavy meals before sleep disrupt rest and place additional stress on digestion. Allowing the body time to rest overnight supports better recovery and clearer energy in the morning. Hydration remains one of the most overlooked habits affecting energy. Many people move through their day slightly dehydrated without recognizing the symptoms. Headaches, fatigue, poor concentration, dizziness, and sluggish digestion are often connected to low water intake. Water supports circulation, nutrient transport, and waste removal throughout the body. Drinking enough water consistently creates noticeable improvements in physical and mental energy. The body functions more efficiently when hydration becomes a priority instead of an afterthought. Stress damages digestion in silent but powerful ways. Many people live in a constant state of tension where the nervous system never fully relaxes. The body interprets chronic stress as danger. Digestion slows, inflammation rises, and energy becomes depleted. A calm mind supports a healthier body. Stoic wisdom teaches that emotional reactions should not control inner peace. This principle becomes physically important because emotional chaos directly affects digestion and recovery. Anger, resentment, panic, and constant worry drain energy faster than most people realize. A person carrying emotional tension all day often feels exhausted, not because of physical labor, but because the nervous system remains overloaded. Learning to respond calmly to life instead of reacting impulsively protects both mental and physical strength. Sleep quality also plays a major role in digestion and energy restoration. Many people stay awake late consuming stimulation from screens, social media, or endless entertainment. The body loses valuable recovery time. During deep sleep, important repair processes support digestion, brain function, and hormone balance. A tired body cannot heal properly. Protecting sleep is one of the most practical forms of self-discipline. Going to bed earlier, creating quieter evenings, and reducing stimulation before sleep help restore deeper energy over time. Movement supports digestion naturally. The human body was not designed for endless sitting. Long periods of inactivity weaken circulation, slow digestion, and increase feelings of sluggishness. Simple daily walks, stretching, or light exercise help move the digestive system more effectively while improving mood and mental clarity. Many people search for complicated health solutions while ignoring basic physical needs. Expensive products, extreme diets, and constant trends often distract from the simple habits, creating real change. The body responds to consistency more than intensity. Natural foods provide steadier energy because the body recognizes and processes them more efficiently. Vegetables, fruits, clean proteins, healthy fats, beans, nuts, and whole foods support digestion in ways heavily processed products cannot. Real nourishment creates stability, while artificial stimulation often creates short bursts, followed by deeper fatigue. Sugar especially creates temporary energy followed by crashes that leave the body feeling weaker afterward. Many people mistake stimulation for true vitality. Real energy feels calm, steady, and sustainable, not frantic or artificial. Listening to the body honestly is an important part of healing. Many people ignore warning signs for years. Bloating, discomfort, irregular digestion, fatigue, and poor concentration become normalized. But the body communicates constantly through symptoms. Awareness creates the opportunity for correction before deeper problems develop. Healing digestion also requires patience. Years of unhealthy habits cannot disappear immediately. Some people become discouraged because progress feels slow. But small, consistent improvements eventually create major changes in energy, mood, and resilience. A disciplined person understands that health is built through ordinary actions, repeated daily. Drinking water regularly, preparing balanced meals, sleeping properly, managing stress, and moving consistently may seem simple. But these habits reshape the body gradually. Many people destroy their energy through constant overstimulation. Endless scrolling, loud environments, multitasking, and non-stop information overload exhaust the nervous system. The brain and body require moments of stillness to recover properly. Silence, rest, reflection, and calm routines support healing because they reduce unnecessary internal stress. A person does not regain energy only through doing more. Sometimes, energy returns through removing what drains the body unnecessarily. Emotional eating also weakens digestion and energy. Some people eat not from hunger, but from stress, sadness, boredom, or frustration. Food becomes temporary escape instead of nourishment. This pattern often creates guilt, discomfort, and deeper exhaustion afterward. Learning to face emotions directly, instead of numbing them with unhealthy habits, strengthens self-control. Emotional maturity protects physical health because impulsive coping behaviors no longer dominate daily life. The relationship between digestion and energy becomes obvious when healthier routines are practiced consistently. Mornings feel lighter, mental clarity improves. Motivation returns more naturally. The body stops fighting itself constantly. There is strength in simplicity. A person does not need perfect routines to improve their life. Small daily adjustments practiced consistently create powerful long-term results. One healthier meal, one peaceful evening, one earlier bedtime, one daily walk, all contribute to recovery. Many people expect dramatic change without daily discipline, but the body rewards consistency quietly over time. Healing often happens slowly, then suddenly. A person may not notice progress immediately until one day they realize their mind feels clearer, their body feels lighter, and their energy no longer disappears so easily. Protecting digestion also protects emotional stability. A healthier digestive system supports calmer moods, steadier thinking, and greater resilience during stress. The body and mind constantly influence each other. People often underestimate how much physical exhaustion affects their relationships, decisions, and emotional reactions. A drained body struggles to remain patient, optimistic, and disciplined. Restored energy improves every area of life because the nervous system no longer feels overwhelmed constantly. Self-respect grows through caring for the body properly. Discipline creates internal trust because actions begin matching values. A person who consistently supports their health develops greater confidence in themselves over time. The strongest habits are often the quietest ones. Drinking water instead of sugary drinks, choosing balanced meals over constant convenience foods, taking walks instead of remaining inactive, creating calmer evenings instead of endless stimulation. These actions may seem small, but they build resilience steadily. There will still be difficult days. Stressful moments and imperfect choices remain part of life. But progress is not destroyed by occasional setbacks. What matters is returning to healthier routines repeatedly instead of surrendering completely to unhealthy patterns. Healing digestion is not only about avoiding discomfort, it is about restoring strength, vitality, and mental clarity. A nourished body supports a stronger mind. Better energy improves focus, discipline, emotional balance, and productivity naturally. Modern culture often encourages people to ignore exhaustion and simply push harder. But wisdom recognizes that constant depletion eventually breaks the body down. Recovery is not weakness. Proper care is part of long-term strength. Your daily habits either restore energy or slowly drain it. Every meal, every hour of sleep, every emotional reaction, and every routine influences how the body feels tomorrow. This truth is powerful because it means change remains possible through intentional action. A healthier digestive system creates a stronger foundation for life itself. Energy becomes more stable because the body finally receives proper support. The nervous system becomes calmer. The mind becomes sharper. Discipline becomes easier because the body no longer feels trapped in constant fatigue. You do not need to transform everything overnight. Begin with awareness. Observe your habits honestly. Remove what repeatedly weakens you. Strengthen what supports healing. The body wants balance when given the chance. True energy is not loud, frantic, or temporary. It feels steady, grounded, and reliable. It allows you to move through life with greater presence, patience, and strength. Simple healing habits practiced daily can restore far more than physical energy. They can restore your ability to live with clarity, discipline, and resilience again. Chapter 7. Train your brain using cleaner foods and healthier routines. The brain learns from repetition. Every thought repeated, every habit practiced, and every decision made daily trains the mind into a certain condition. Some people unknowingly train their brain toward distraction, fatigue, impulsive behavior, and emotional instability through unhealthy routines repeated over time. Others slowly strengthen mental clarity, discipline, and resilience through cleaner habits that support the body and mind together. Most people think brain training only involves reading, studying, or solving difficult problems. But the brain is shaped long before intellectual work begins. The quality of food, the amount of sleep, the level of stress, and the routines followed every day all influence how the brain performs. A tired, inflamed, overstimulated body cannot support a strong, focused mind consistently. The modern world encourages habits that quietly weaken mental performance. Constant processed food, endless scrolling, irregular sleep, emotional stress, and overstimulation have become normal for many people. Days become filled with noise, distraction, and unhealthy convenience. Over time, the brain adapts to chaos. Attention weakens, patience decreases, and emotional control becomes harder to maintain. Many people want a sharper mind while continuing routines that damage cognitive function every day. They expect focus without proper rest. They expect emotional balance while consuming unhealthy food and endless stimulation. They expect discipline while feeding the brain constant distraction. But the brain responds honestly to repeated behavior, not empty intentions. Cleaner foods provide the brain with steadier support. Natural ingredients rich in nutrients help maintain mental clarity and healthier nervous system function. Vegetables, fruits, healthy fats, eggs, fish, nuts, seeds, and whole foods support the body in ways highly processed products cannot. Real nourishment creates stability, while artificial foods often create imbalance. Many processed foods contain excessive sugar, unhealthy oils, preservatives, and artificial ingredients that overload the system. These products may provide temporary pleasure, but often leave behind fatigue, sluggishness, and mental fog. The brain works best when it receives consistent nourishment, rather than constant spikes and crashes. A disciplined person learns to think beyond immediate cravings. Short-term comfort does not always create long-term strength. Every meal becomes an opportunity to support clearer thinking, calmer emotions, and better energy. Morning routines especially shape brain function throughout the day. Many people begin the day by immediately checking phones, consuming stress, and rushing through chaos. The nervous system becomes overstimulated before the mind even has time to settle. Starting the day with calm, intentional habits creates a different mental environment entirely. Quiet mornings support stronger focus. Drinking water, stretching, stepping outside for fresh air, or sitting in silence for a few minutes can help the nervous system begin the day with greater stability. The brain benefits from peace before noise enters. Sleep also trains the brain. A person who repeatedly sacrifices sleep teaches the body to function in constant exhaustion. Memory weakens, focus declines, emotional reactions intensify, and motivation becomes unstable. Deep rest is necessary for learning, recovery, and emotional regulation. The brain repairs itself during sleep. Information is processed, emotions are regulated, and important recovery processes occur throughout the night. Protecting sleep is not laziness. It is responsibility toward long-term mental strength. Cleaner routines also involve reducing unnecessary stimulation. Many people have trained their brains to crave constant entertainment. Silence feels uncomfortable because attention has become dependent on endless input. Phones, notifications, videos, and social media pull attention in every direction. This constant distraction weakens concentration over time. The brain loses patience with stillness. Deep thinking becomes difficult because the mind expects rapid stimulation constantly. Training the brain requires rebuilding the ability to remain present without needing endless entertainment. Reading books slowly without multitasking helps strengthen attention again. Writing thoughts down instead of constantly consuming outside information creates deeper reflection. Spending time away from screens allows the mind to recover from overstimulation. Movement also plays a major role in brain health. Physical activity increases blood flow, supports mood, and improves mental sharpness. The body was designed to move regularly. Long periods of inactivity often create sluggish thinking and emotional heaviness. Simple habits such as walking, daily stretching, or exercising consistently help train the brain toward greater resilience. Physical discipline strengthens mental discipline. Because the body and mind influence each other continuously, stress management is another important part of training the brain. Chronic emotional tension affects memory, concentration, sleep, digestion, and emotional control. A person trapped in constant worry cannot think clearly because the nervous system remains overloaded. Stoic wisdom teaches that external events should not dominate inner peace. This mindset protects mental health because it reduces unnecessary emotional suffering. A calm mind responds more wisely than a reactive mind. Emotional discipline supports clearer thinking during difficult moments. Many people spend too much energy reacting emotionally to situations beyond their control. News, arguments, comparison, and endless mental noise exhaust the brain daily. A disciplined person learns to protect attention carefully. Not every conflict deserves emotional involvement. Healthy routines create structure for the mind. Waking up consistently, eating balanced meals, moving the body, and protecting rest help stabilize brain function. The mind performs better when daily life contains rhythm instead of constant disorder. There is also power in simplifying decisions. Too much clutter, too many distractions, and endless choices exhaust mental energy. Cleaner living often supports cleaner thinking. Organized environments, calmer schedules, and intentional habits reduce unnecessary stress on the brain. Many people underestimate how deeply emotional habits affect cognitive strength. Resentment, anger, jealousy, and constant negativity consume mental energy. The brain becomes trapped in emotional exhaustion instead of growth. Learning forgiveness, patience, and emotional restraint protects inner peace. A trained mind does not react impulsively to every feeling. It learns to pause, observe, and respond with awareness. This self-control grows through repeated practice, not through perfection. Every calm response strengthens discipline slightly more. The food consumed daily also affects emotional stability. Balanced meals support steadier moods, while excessive sugar and processed products often increase emotional instability. Some people feel mentally restless simply because their nervous system lacks proper support. Hydration remains another overlooked factor in brain performance. Even mild dehydration affects concentration, mood, and physical energy. Many people attempt to improve mental clarity while ignoring basic physical needs. The body functions best when simple habits are respected consistently. The brain also benefits from challenge and learning. Reading thoughtful material, learning new skills, practicing focus, and engaging in meaningful conversations helps strengthen cognitive flexibility. But these efforts become more effective when supported by healthier routines overall. Many people wait for motivation before changing habits. But discipline matters more than temporary feelings. Some days enthusiasm will disappear. Some days old cravings and distractions will return. Progress comes from continuing healthier actions, even when emotions fluctuate. Training the brain requires patience, because the mind adapts slowly through repetition. Small habits practiced consistently eventually reshape thinking patterns, emotional responses, and attention span. Transformation often feels invisible at first, because change happens gradually. A person who consistently supports their brain through healthier routines begins noticing important shifts. Mental clarity improves. Emotional reactions become calmer. Focus lasts longer. Energy becomes steadier. Confidence grows because the body and mind begin working together instead of against each other. There is dignity in caring for the mind intentionally. The quality of your thoughts influences every relationship, decision, goal, and experience in life. Protecting brain health is not selfish. It is part of becoming capable, responsible, and resilient. Modern culture often rewards overstimulation and excess. Constant productivity, endless entertainment, unhealthy convenience, and emotional impulsiveness are normalized. But wisdom usually grows through restraint, simplicity, and discipline. A healthier brain is built quietly through ordinary moments, choosing nourishing meals instead of harmful convenience foods, turning off distractions earlier at night, going for a walk instead of remaining inactive, reading instead of endlessly scrolling, remaining calm instead of reacting emotionally. These decisions may seem small individually, but together they shape identity. The brain remembers repeated behavior. Every action becomes practice for the future. A person either trains them toward clarity or trains it toward confusion. Habits always create consequences, whether positive or negative. Many people feel mentally overwhelmed because their lifestyle constantly overloads the nervous system. The solution is not always doing more. Sometimes healing begins through removing what weakens mental stability. Cleaner foods reduce internal stress. Healthier routines reduce mental chaos. Emotional discipline protects attention. Together, these habits create stronger cognitive resilience over time. No person becomes mentally strong through one perfect day. Strength develops through repeated effort. There will still be distractions, stressful moments, and imperfect choices. What matters is returning to discipline consistently instead of surrendering completely to unhealthy patterns. Your brain is always adapting to the way you live. Every routine teaches it something. Every repeated action shapes future thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. This truth is powerful because it means change remains possible at any moment. A stronger mind begins with better daily care. Cleaner foods, healthier routines, calmer environments, and disciplined choices all support the brain's ability to think clearly and respond wisely. The process may feel simple, but simplicity practiced consistently creates extraordinary transformation over time. Training your brain is not only about becoming more productive, it is about becoming more present, more emotionally balanced, and more capable of living with intention. A healthier mind creates a healthier life because every action, decision, and relationship flows from the condition of your thoughts. Chapter 8. Prevent mental decline by improving your stomach health naturally. Mental decline rarely appears suddenly. It usually develops slowly through years of neglected habits repeated without awareness. A person may first notice small changes such as forgetting names, struggling to stay focused, losing mental sharpness, or feeling emotionally disconnected. Many dismiss these signs as normal aging or unavoidable stress. But the brain is deeply connected to the condition of the body, especially the health of the digestive system. When the stomach suffers, the mind often weakens quietly over time. The human body was designed with powerful systems for repair and protection. But modern lifestyles constantly interfere with those systems. Processed foods, chronic stress, poor sleep, emotional exhaustion, inactivity, and overstimulation place heavy pressure on digestion. As gut health weakens, inflammation rises throughout the body, and the brain often feels the effects through reduced clarity, emotional imbalance, and cognitive fatigue. Preventing mental decline begins long before serious symptoms appear. The brain responds to repeated daily choices. Every meal, every habit, every hour of sleep, and every emotional reaction either supports long-term mental resilience or slowly contributes to decline. This truth is not meant to create fear. It is meant to create responsibility and hope, because change becomes possible when awareness increases. Many people ignore stomach health because they think digestion only affects physical comfort. But the digestive system influences nutrient absorption, immune balance, hormone regulation, and communication with the brain. An unhealthy gut creates internal stress that affects mental performance over time. The body constantly sends signals when balance begins weakening. Frequent bloating, poor digestion, fatigue, irregular bowel habits, low energy, brain fog, and mood changes are not random inconveniences. They are messages asking for attention. A wise person listens early instead of waiting until damage becomes severe. Natural healing begins with simplifying habits. The body does not require endless extreme solutions to improve. Often the greatest changes happen through basic, consistent care practiced patiently over time. Cleaner meals, calmer routines, proper hydration, movement, and emotional balance support digestion naturally and strengthen the brain indirectly. Many people overload their digestive system every day without realizing it. Heavy processed meals, excessive sugar, artificial ingredients, constant snacking, emotional eating create ongoing strain. The stomach never receives proper recovery. Over time, the body becomes inflamed, exhausted, and mentally sluggish. Natural foods support healing because the body recognizes them more easily. Vegetables, fruits, legumes, healthy fats, fermented foods, fish, eggs, nuts, seeds, and fiber-rich meals nourish both digestion and brain health. These foods help support healthier gut bacteria, which influence mental clarity and emotional balance. A person does not need perfection to improve health. Consistency matters more than strict extremes. One balanced meal repeated daily creates more long-term benefit than temporary intense efforts followed by old destructive habits. The speed of eating also matters greatly. Many people rush through meals while distracted by screens, work, or stress. The nervous system stays tense during eating, which weakens digestion. Slowing down allows the body to process food more effectively. Calm eating supports healthier stomach function and steadier energy afterward. Stress is one of the greatest hidden causes of digestive imbalance. A person living in constant emotional tension often experiences stomach problems without recognizing the connection. Fear, anger, resentment, and overthinking activate stress responses throughout the body. Digestion weakens because the nervous system remains trapped in survival mode. Stoic wisdom teaches the value of emotional discipline. External situations cannot always be controlled, but internal responses can be guided through awareness. A calm mind protects physical health because the body responds differently when emotional chaos decreases. A person consumed by constant negativity often damages themselves more than the situation causing stress. Chronic emotional tension weakens recovery and increases exhaustion. Learning to remain calmer during difficulty supports long-term resilience, both mentally and physically. Sleep also plays a critical role in preventing mental decline. The brain performs important repair processes during deep rest. Waste products are cleared, emotional processing occurs, and memory consolidation strengthens cognitive function. Poor sleep interrupts these recovery systems and weakens both digestion and mental sharpness. Late night, eating, excessive stimulation before bed, and irregular sleep schedules damage recovery gradually. Protecting sleep is one of the most practical forms of brain care available to anyone. Movement supports stomach health naturally as well. Physical activity improves circulation, digestion, and nervous system balance. Daily walks, stretching, and exercise help the body function more efficiently. The brain benefits because improved circulation supports oxygen delivery and nutrient transport. Many people spend too much time sitting indoors, disconnected from movement, sunlight, and natural rhythms. The body becomes sluggish because it was designed for regular activity. Even small amounts of consistent movement can improve mood, digestion, and mental clarity. Hydration is another overlooked factor affecting cognitive health. Water supports nearly every function inside the body, including digestion, circulation, and brain performance. Dehydration increases fatigue, confusion, headaches, and poor concentration. Many people attempt to improve mental energy while ignoring simple hydration habits. Preventing mental decline also requires protecting attention. Constant digital stimulation weakens focus and mental endurance over time. Endless scrolling, rapid information, and non-stop entertainment exhaust the nervous system. The brain loses patience for deep thinking because attention becomes trained for constant novelty. Quiet reflection, reading meaningful material, and spending time away from screens help preserve cognitive strength. The mind requires moments of stillness to process information clearly. Silence is not emptiness. Silence allows recovery. The quality of relationships also influences mental health. Constant conflict, toxic environments, and emotional instability create stress that affects both digestion and brain function. A peaceful environment supports healing because the nervous system no longer remains trapped in constant tension. Emotional eating silently contributes to poor gut health for many people. Food becomes a temporary escape from sadness, stress, boredom, or loneliness. But repeated emotional eating often creates more discomfort instead of healing. Real emotional strength develops when a person learns to face discomfort honestly, without automatically reaching for unhealthy coping habits. There is dignity in caring for the body before serious problems appear. Prevention requires wisdom because benefits build slowly over time. Many people wait until fear forces them to change. But long-term mental resilience grows through daily choices practiced consistently while health still exists. The brain depends on proper nourishment to function well. Nutrients absorbed through healthy digestion support memory, concentration, mood, and mental endurance. When digestion weakens, the brain often receives less effective support. This connection becomes more important with age because recovery naturally slows over time. However, aging itself does not guarantee severe mental decline. Lifestyle still matters deeply. Many older individuals maintain sharp minds because they consistently support their health through disciplined habits. Daily choices continue influencing brain function throughout life. The body also heals gradually when given proper support. Some people feel discouraged because progress seems slow after years of unhealthy living, but healing rarely happens instantly. Small improvements in digestion, energy, sleep, and concentration often appear first. Over time, these changes create stronger resilience. Patience becomes essential during recovery. The modern world encourages instant results and quick solutions. But the body follows natural rhythms, not artificial timelines. Quiet consistency often creates more lasting transformation than extreme temporary efforts. Many people search for powerful external solutions while ignoring basic internal responsibilities. Expensive products, complicated routines, and constant trends often distract from simple truths. The body needs proper nourishment, movement, rest, emotional balance, and reduced stress to function effectively. A disciplined life protects mental strength because routines create stability. Regular meals, consistent sleep, movement, hydration, and emotional awareness help support healthier brain function naturally. Structure reduces unnecessary chaos inside the body and mind. The strongest habits are often the simplest ones, practiced consistently over years. Drinking water daily, walking regularly, eating calmer meals, sleeping earlier, managing stress more wisely, choosing nourishing foods more often. These actions quietly protect long-term cognitive health. There will still be difficult seasons in life. Stress, loss, disappointment, and emotional pain remain part of the human experience. But a healthier body creates greater resilience during hardship. The mind responds more clearly when the nervous system feels supported instead of overwhelmed. Self-respect grows when a person takes responsibility for their health instead of ignoring warning signs. Every healthy decision becomes evidence of care for the future. The quality of your later years is shaped by the habits repeated today. Many people believe mental decline is completely outside their control. While some factors cannot be changed, lifestyle still plays a powerful role in supporting brain resilience. The body constantly adapts to how it is treated. Healing the stomach naturally supports the brain because both systems communicate continuously. Improved digestion often leads to clearer thinking, steadier emotions, better sleep, and stronger focus. These improvements create momentum toward healthier living. Overall, your mind is one of the most valuable things you possess. It shapes relationships, decisions, memories, purpose, and identity itself. Protecting it requires daily responsibility, not occasional effort. Every healthy meal, every calm response, every hour of proper rest, and every disciplined habit strengthens the foundation, supporting long-term mental clarity. Small choices repeated consistently become powerful over time. You do not need to change your entire life immediately. Begin with awareness. Observe your routines honestly. Notice what drains your body and what supports recovery. Remove what repeatedly weakens you. Strengthen habits that restore balance. The stomach and brain work together every moment, whether you notice it or not. A healthier digestive system creates better conditions for long-term cognitive strength. The process may feel gradual, but every disciplined action matters. Preventing mental decline is not only about preserving memory or concentration. It is about protecting independence, emotional stability, and the ability to fully experience life with awareness and presence for as long as possible. A stronger future begins through the ordinary choices made quietly every single day. Chapter 9. Create lasting happiness through daily gut and brain connection. Many people spend their lives searching for happiness in places that never create lasting peace. They chase money, approval, entertainment status, and temporary pleasure, believing satisfaction will finally arrive once they achieve enough. But even after reaching certain goals, many still feel restless, emotionally exhausted, and disconnected from themselves. The problem is not always external. Often the body and mind are living in constant imbalance. True happiness is not only an emotional experience. It is also deeply connected to physical health, especially the relationship between the gut and the brain. The body constantly influences mood, energy, motivation, and emotional stability. When digestion becomes unhealthy, the mind often struggles as well. A person may feel irritated, anxious, drained, or emotionally heavy without understanding the physical systems contributing to those feelings. The stomach and brain communicate continuously throughout the day. Signals travel between them, affecting hormones, stress responses, energy levels, and emotional regulation. When this connection becomes healthier, emotional resilience often improves naturally. Happiness feels more stable because the nervous system is no longer fighting constant internal imbalance. Modern life weakens this connection in many people. Processed foods, rushed routines, chronic stress, poor sleep, emotional eating, and non-stop stimulation place enormous pressure on the body. The mind becomes overwhelmed while the digestive system struggles silently underneath daily habits that slowly drain emotional strength. Many people accept emotional instability as normal because they have lived with it for so long. Constant irritation, low motivation, anxiety, mental exhaustion, and emotional numbness become familiar. But the body was not designed to remain trapped in endless imbalance. Healing becomes possible when daily habits begin supporting the gut and brain together. Lasting happiness grows through stability, not constant excitement. Temporary pleasure often fades quickly because it depends on external stimulation. True emotional wellness feels calmer, steadier, and more grounded. It develops when the body receives proper care and the mind learns discipline. Food influences emotions more deeply than most people realize. Highly processed meals, excessive sugar, artificial ingredients, and unhealthy eating patterns often create unstable moods. Energy rises briefly, then crashes. Irritability increases. Mental clarity weakens. Emotional reactions become stronger because the nervous system lacks proper support. Natural, nourishing foods help create steadier emotional balance. Vegetables, fruits, healthy fats, fermented foods, fiber-rich meals, nuts, seeds, fish, and clean sources of nutrition support healthier digestion and brain function. The body responds positively when it receives nourishment instead of constant overload. Many people eat without awareness. They consume meals while stressed, distracted, lonely, or emotionally overwhelmed. Food becomes emotional escape rather than genuine nourishment. But emotional discomfort cannot be permanently solved through unhealthy habits. Temporary relief often creates deeper exhaustion later. A disciplined person learns to pause before reacting impulsively. Instead of feeding every emotional craving immediately, they begin observing their feelings honestly. This awareness creates freedom because emotion longer control every decision automatically. The speed of modern life also damages emotional balance. Many people rush from one task to another without rest, reflection, or calmness. Meals are hurried, sleep is neglected, attention becomes scattered. The nervous system never fully relaxes. Over time, emotional fatigue becomes constant. Happiness requires moments of stillness. The body heals better when life contains calm routines instead of endless chaos. Sitting quietly while eating, walking without distractions, breathing deeply, and protecting peaceful moments throughout the day help regulate the nervous system naturally. Stress affects digestion directly. A person carrying constant worry, anger, resentment, or pressure often experiences digestive discomfort alongside emotional instability. The body cannot separate emotional tension from physical health. Chronic stress weakens the gut while also exhausting the brain. Stoic wisdom teaches that peace comes from mastering internal responses instead of depending completely on external circumstances. This mindset becomes powerful for emotional health because it reduces unnecessary suffering. A calm, disciplined mind protects both the body and emotional balance. Many people give too much energy to situations beyond their control. Endless comparison, arguments, negative news, and emotional reactions drain the nervous system daily. Lasting happiness becomes difficult when the mind constantly feeds on emotional chaos. Protecting emotional peace sometimes requires reducing unnecessary noise. Not every opinion deserves attention. Not every conflict requires involvement. A wise person learns to guard their inner environment carefully because mental energy affects physical health as well. The sleep also plays a major role in emotional happiness. A tired brain struggles to regulate mood effectively. Small problems feel larger when the body lacks recovery. Poor digestion often disrupts sleep, creating a cycle where emotional stability continues weakening. Deep rest allows the brain and body to repair. Hormones balance, emotional processing improves, and the nervous system recovers from daily stress. Protecting sleep is not only about energy, it is about emotional resilience. Movement helps strengthen the gut and brain connection too. Walking, stretching, exercise, and physical activity support digestion, circulation, and mood regulation. Many people notice emotional relief after movement because the body releases built-up tension naturally. The human body was not designed for endless sitting, overstimulation, and inactivity. Regular movement supports both mental and physical vitality. Happiness often grows stronger when the body feels alive instead of stagnant. Healthy gut bacteria also influence emotional well-being. Inside the digestive system, live bacteria that help produce important brain chemicals affecting mood and mental balance. When harmful bacteria dominate, emotional instability often increases. Supporting healthy digestion supports emotional resilience from within. This is why daily habits matter so much. Emotional health is shaped quietly through repeated actions. Every nourishing meal, every peaceful routine, every healthy boundary, and every disciplined choice contributes to long-term emotional stability. Many people search for happiness through major external changes, while ignoring the condition of their internal world. But even beautiful opportunities feel empty when the nervous system remains exhausted and unhealthy. True peace becomes difficult when the body constantly struggles underneath the surface. There is also a deep connection between self-respect and emotional happiness. A person who consistently cares for their body, mind, and routines develops greater trust in themselves. Discipline strengthens confidence because actions begin matching personal values. Simple habits create powerful emotional shifts over time. Drinking enough water, preparing healthier meals, reducing overstimulation, sleeping consistently, and managing stress wisely may seem ordinary, but these actions reshape emotional health gradually. Modern culture often encourages excess. Too much food, too much stimulation, too much information, too much comparison, and too much emotional noise. But happiness often grows through simplicity, balance, and intentional living. A person who learns moderation experiences greater stability because the body no longer swings between extremes constantly. Calm routines create calmer emotions. Stable digestion supports steadier thinking. Emotional peace grows through repeated balance. There will still be painful seasons in life. Loss, disappointment, uncertainty, and stress cannot be completely avoided. Lasting happiness does not mean feeling positive every moment. It means developing enough internal stability to remain grounded even during difficulty. A healthier gut and brain connection strengthens resilience during hard times. The body recovers better. Emotional reactions become less overwhelming. Clear thinking remains more available. The nervous system feels supported instead of constantly depleted. Many people underestimate how deeply physical exhaustion affects emotional perspective. A tired, inflamed, overstimulated body often sees life through frustration and negativity. Improving physical health changes emotional experience because the brain begins functioning under healthier conditions. Gratitude also supports emotional balance. Constantly focusing only on what is missing creates endless dissatisfaction. A disciplined mind learns to appreciate ordinary moments, simple progress, meaningful relationships, and daily opportunities for growth. Happiness grows stronger when people stop chasing endless stimulation and begin building healthier internal foundations. Real peace often feels quieter than excitement. It feels stable, calm, clear, and grounded, rather than dramatic or temporary. The body responds to consistency. One healthy day will not instantly transform emotional health. One difficult day will not destroy progress either. What matters is repeated action over time. Small, disciplined habits slowly reshape emotional patterns. Healing the gut and brain connection requires patience because recovery happens gradually. Some days motivation disappears. Some days old habits return. But progress continues when a person keeps returning to healthier choices. instead of surrendering completely. There is strength in caring for yourself, even when results are not immediate. Quiet discipline creates lasting change because the body slowly rebuilds balance through repetition. Many people believe happiness must come from extraordinary success, but emotional peace often grows through ordinary daily care. A calm meal shared with loved ones, a peaceful walk outside, a good night of sleep, a healthy routine followed consistently, a mind no longer overwhelmed by constant chaos. The quality of your inner life shapes the quality of your outer experience. A healthier body supports a healthier emotional state. A calmer nervous system allows deeper appreciation for life. If your habits influence your emotions every single day, whether you notice it or not. The foods you eat, the thoughts you repeat, the stress you carry, and the routines you practice all affect emotional balance. This truth is empowering because it means meaningful change is possible. You do not need perfect circumstances to create greater happiness. Begin with better daily care for your body and mind. Support digestion naturally, reduce unnecessary stress, create calmer routines. Nourish yourself consistently. The gut and brain connection is always active inside you. When this relationship becomes healthier, emotional peace becomes easier to maintain. Happiness stops feeling like something distant and begins growing quietly through the way you live each day. A disciplined life does not remove joy. It protects it. And a person who learns to care for both body and mind develops a deeper, more lasting form of happiness built on strength, balance, and inner peace rather than temporary escape. Chapter 10. Take control of your health through smarter eating decisions. Many people believe health is something controlled by genetics, age, or circumstances beyond their influence. They assume the body slowly declines no matter what choices are made. This mindset creates passivity, where individuals feel like passengers in their own lives instead of active decision makers. But health is shaped daily through repeated eating decisions, sleep patterns, stress responses, and lifestyle habits. Every choice either strengthens the body or slowly weakens it over time. Taking control of health begins with understanding that food is not just pleasure or convenience. It is information for the body. Every meal sends signals that influence energy levels, inflammation, digestion, brain function, and emotional stability. When eating decisions are careless, the body gradually becomes unstable. When eating decisions are intentional, the body becomes stronger, more balanced, and more resilient. Modern life makes unhealthy choices easier than healthy ones. Fast food, processed snacks, sugary drinks, and artificial ingredients are available everywhere. Many people eat based on habit, stress, or convenience, without thinking about long-term consequences. Over time, this pattern creates fatigue, digestive issues, weight imbalance, emotional instability, and reduced mental clarity. Smarter eating begins with awareness. Before eating anything, a person must begin asking simple questions. Does this food support energy or drain it? Does it improve digestion or create strain? Does it help mental clarity or weaken focus? This moment of reflection creates the foundation of control because it shifts eating from impulse to intention. The body responds quickly to consistent patterns. When healthier foods are consumed regularly, energy becomes more stable. Digestion improves. Mood becomes steadier, focus increases. These changes do not happen instantly, but they build gradually through repetition. The body always adapts to what it is repeatedly given. Smarter eating is not about strict punishment or extreme restriction. It is about balance and responsibility. A person does not need perfect discipline to improve health. Small, consistent improvements create powerful long-term results. Choosing water over sugary drinks more often, choosing whole foods over processed options, and choosing balanced meals instead of emotional snacking all contribute to better health. One of the most important aspects of taking control is breaking the cycle of emotional eating. Many people use food as a response to stress, boredom, sadness, or frustration. In those moments, eating feels comforting, but it does not solve the underlying emotional cause. It only delays it. Over time, emotional eating weakens both physical health and emotional strength. Learning to pause before eating is a powerful habit. Instead of reacting immediately to emotional urges, a person can take a moment to breathe, observe their feelings, and ask whether they are truly hungry or simply seeking comfort. This awareness builds control and reduces impulsive behavior. Another key part of smarter eating is understanding portion control. Many people consume more food than the body actually needs. Overeating places stress on digestion, leads to sluggish energy, and reduces mental clarity. Eating until satisfied instead of eating until overly full helps the body function more efficiently. Consistency in meal timing also plays a role in health control. Irregular eating patterns confuse the body and disrupt energy levels. When meals are taken at more consistent times, the digestive system works more smoothly and energy becomes more predictable throughout the day. Hydration is another simple but powerful factor. Water supports every system in the body, including digestion, circulation, brain function, and detoxification. Many people feel tired or unfocused, not because of lack of food, but because of dehydration. Drinking enough water consistently helps the body operate more efficiently. Smarter eating also involves reducing dependence on highly processed foods. These foods are often engineered for taste, convenience, and shelf life rather than long-term health. They may provide temporary satisfaction, but often lead to energy crashes, inflammation, and cravings afterward. Gradually, replacing processed foods with natural options strengthens the body over time. The environment also influences eating decisions more than people realize. When unhealthy foods are constantly available, it becomes harder to maintain discipline. When healthier foods are easily accessible, making better decisions becomes more natural. Creating a supportive environment is a practical step toward taking control. Planning meals ahead of time also helps reduce impulsive choices. When food decisions are made in advance, based on intention rather than hunger or stress, the body receives more consistent nourishment. This reduces dependence on last-minute unhealthy options. Sleep and eating habits are closely connected. Poor sleep increases cravings for sugar and unhealthy foods the next day. A tired brain has weaker decision-making ability and stronger impulsive tendencies. Protecting sleep naturally improves eating control because it strengthens mental discipline. Physical movement also supports better eating decisions. When the body is active regularly, there is greater awareness of how food affects energy levels. Movement creates a natural desire for cleaner fuel because the body becomes more sensitive to what it needs. Taking control of health also requires responsibility during difficult moments. Stressful situations often trigger unhealthy eating habits. In those moments, discipline becomes more important than motivation. A person does not need perfect conditions to make better choices. Even in stress, awareness can still guide behavior. Many people wait for the perfect time to improve their diet, but perfection never arrives. Real change happens in imperfect conditions during ordinary days when choices are made repeatedly with intention. Health is built in daily life, not in rare moments of motivation. Smarter eating decisions also require long-term thinking. Short-term pleasure often competes with long-term well-being. Choosing what feels good now versus what supports health later is a constant decision. Strength grows when a person begins prioritizing future well-being over immediate gratification. The brain slowly adapts to healthier patterns. Cravings reduce, energy stabilizes, and decision-making improves when better foods are consumed consistently. This process takes time, but it is reliable. The body always responds to repeated care. There is also a strong connection between self-respect and eating behavior. When a person values their health, they naturally begin making better choices. Actions reflect identity. A disciplined eater is not someone who never struggles, but someone who repeatedly returns to better decisions. Smarter eating is not about perfection. It is about direction. One healthy meal does not transform the body. One unhealthy meal does not destroy it. What matters is the overall direction of repeated habits. Consistency shapes long-term health more than isolated choices. Control over health does not come from strict rules alone. It comes from understanding consequences and building awareness. When a person understands how food affects energy, emotions, focus, and physical strength, they begin making wiser decisions naturally. The goal is not restriction, but freedom. Freedom from constant fatigue, freedom from emotional instability, freedom from physical discomfort, and freedom from feeling controlled by cravings. Smarter eating creates this freedom gradually through discipline and awareness. Taking control of health means becoming conscious of what enters the body every day. It means choosing nourishment over impulse, balance over excess, and intention over habit. It means respecting the body enough to care for it consistently. A strong life is built on strong daily decisions. Food is one of the most important decisions, repeated every single day. When those decisions become smarter, the entire quality of life begins to shift. Energy becomes steadier, thinking becomes clearer, emotions become more stable, and the body becomes more resilient. Health is not something that happens by chance. It is something shaped through daily responsibility. Every meal is an opportunity to either move closer to strength or further away from it. Taking control means recognizing that power and using it wisely with awareness, patience, and consistency.